Hi everybody, Eric Wilson with I Sell Health Incorporated. Wanted to give you my take on what happened with the Affordable Care Act last week. Last week, the employer mandate was delayed by 1 year to the Affordable Care Act. It was supposed to go in effect, that part of the law was supposed to go in effect with the rest of the law on January 1, 2014. It was pushed back a year. By the way, have you ever noticed how these little things kind of come out right near a holiday? The Affordable Care Act itself was passed on Christmas Eve 2009, again, when people aren't paying attention. So I always find that part interesting. But that's a whole other story. But that is significant, the employer mandate, because that's kind of how this whole law kind of hinges on having employers hinge the burden of most health plans, making it mandatory. So with that not being implemented right away, it's going to force more people maybe to the exchange. People are still going to be responsible to buy it, so that's going to send either more people to the exchange or the individual market, number one. Number two, I thought it was interesting how they said it was the rules just came out, they couldn't get implemented in time, but they've had since, almost 4 years to put this thing in place, so I don't understand. That's always been kind of confusing. Also, can't help but wonder if it's a political implication with 2014 elections coming up, midterm elections. If that play effect, I don't know. Uh, but I did find it to be an interesting thought. The one part was that could be implemented. They've already kicked out the Class Act, which dealt with long-term care, because said that was unsustainable. The pre-existing health plan ran out of money, so they had to cut that short. That was supposed to be a bridge plan to get to 2014. So a lot of this law is just crumbling, and we know we don't know specifically why. We all have our opinions. I will say, when Miss Pelosi says if you want to pass health care, you have to read it to find out what's in it. Maybe if they would have read it first, then we may not be in this situation. Maybe they would have kicked out some parts that said it doesn't make sense, this is a bad idea, or this is unsustainable. So I just had to, to my elected officials, if any of you are watching there, I hope you read laws going forward and don't have to pass something to see what's in it before it goes into effect. But anyway, that's a significant part of the law has just been delayed for a year. We don't know yet what that means, except for that it's still going to be there. Unless they kick that part out completely a year from now, they'll still be there a year, so the only thing you do is just delay the hiring. It also might not improve the economy with the unemployment number still at about, 7.5%, 7.6, I believe, unemployment. I have to think that people aren't going to hire for a year based upon this information. If they kicked it out completely, they might start hiring. So I don't know if that affected anything or not. Either way, that's just my 2-minute take on things. Actually, almost 3 minutes. I'm sorry. I tried to keep it down to 2. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.